Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for April 16 through 29, 2024. This is a reading for you if you are Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising, or have another significant Scorpio placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. And if you're returning, welcome back. These readings are done according to the 12 houses of astrology. So I will interpret the cards in terms of those positions. These houses each have a lot of interpretations, so do remember this is a general reading, so take what resonates for each house and leave the rest. The main deck I'm using is Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche, and this week I'm using a brand new deck that I just got through a Kickstarter, which is the Austin Osman Spare Tarot deck. Spare was a chaos magician, and his deck has finally been reproduced by Strange Attractor Press, and so that is the deck I will be using to clarify this week. And then I will end the reading with pulling a card from the Moonology deck. And what else I usually like to tell you before I start? Yes, I do have links in the description below with regard to my website, my social media, and other things if you are interested in having a look at that. Astrologically, we are going to be at the end of this reading, by April 29th, certainly coming out of Mercury retrograde. We will be in the post-shadow period, but communications and things should start to move forward if they've been stymied. And we are going to have Mars in Aries at the end of the month, so around the 29th, which is the last day of this reading covers. So yeah, so there could be some explosiveness, or there may be some anxiety about moving ahead with something at that point in time. There could either be explosive tempers, or there could just be a lot of rush of energy and a lot of action connected with Mars. We've also just recently had 2 eclipses. We had the solar eclipse this past Monday, which was the 8th. And then we've also had the lunar eclipse 2 weeks before, around March 25th, I think it was. And yeah, so now we're at this point where we've passed the eclipses. Eclipse season does last for 6 months, so the effects of the eclipses could last that long. And with Mercury retrograde right now, things are probably still a little bit confused. But the eclipses usually bring clarity, they bring truth, they bring big revolutionary change, but it doesn't necessarily happen the day of the eclipse. It can take up to 6 months to see the results of the eclipse. So everybody has been seeing a shakeup or a change in their area of life, depending on where that eclipse affected your personal astrological chart. So if you're not familiar with how I do these readings, you'll see how this works pretty soon. But let's, with all that little prefatory material, let's dive into it. Okay, so the first house for you, Scorpio, this is Aries energy, your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how others see you. And you have the Pope card with fire. Now, the Pope is like the Hierophant, so this is Taurus energy. Okay, that is Earth energy. This is about being traditional. Okay, Hierophant is somebody who usually is seeking a higher level of commitment. Doesn't have to be religious or spiritual, but it can just be somebody who is following things or judging things according to the ways of tradition, or perhaps the ways that are dictated by your family or by society. And you have this with fire. So fire indicates being quite impassioned about something. There's a sense of burning up everything or getting rid of things that don't serve you, and clearing the decks, so to speak. And being inspired to overcome difficulties. I think fire with the Hierophant, I don't know. That's interesting, because it's almost like you're being very fired up lately about maybe about who your friends are and who they aren't, who you're going to show commitment to, who you're not, who do you think is being true to their values, or maybe you're questioning your own values, maybe getting rid of things that you think don't suit you anymore. Second house is Taurus energy. This is about finances primarily. Now we have Ta with the 2 of Diamonds. And according to Spare, he calls this the Great Friendship card. Okay. So yeah, it's interesting. This is the second time I've seen the idea of a partnership or a collaboration or something connected to money. Now this is not particularly the house of joint finances. That is actually your own house, the 8th house. But there does seem to be this idea with this great friendship of maybe a financial opportunity coming through a friend, maybe a friend who's got some kind of involvement or some kind of partnership in terms of your finances. And Ta would indicate this is Capricorn energy. This is definitely about mastering your craft, working very, very hard. The Ta card is about building something up slowly and steadily. So I feel like this is like a slow and steady build. Maybe if your finances haven't been great, maybe you're working hard to build them back to a good place. And perhaps there is going to be another person who is going to be involved either in helping you with this, or perhaps who's going to provide you with a financial opportunity. Third house is Gemini energy. This is one of the areas affected by the eclipse, the retrograde. And this is about messages, communications. If you're in your own business, this is the house of self-effort, so self-employment. It can have to do with brother-sister relationships, so sibling relationships. And it can also have to do with travel, short distance travel. So that's not long trips, no getting on a plane, no going overseas or anything. A trip that would be short. And you have the Two of Hearts, which is the new Lovers card, and you have Thoth. Wow, you've got 2 partnership cards in a row here. So now Thoth has to do with something. Okay, in terms of communication, I mean, this could have to do literally with writing. Maybe there is somebody here who is a writer or a publisher. This would definitely bode well for somebody who is doing publishing, particularly academic publishing with Thoth, but it could be writing of any kind. This is not so much a deep thinking kind of a house, but it can have to do with publications, writing, and things like that. So there could be some rather formal communications. Thoth also has to do with timing, so it could have to be with messages or communications or changes that are coming in at the right time. Sometimes Thoth can bring legal matters as well, so you can decide if that applies to you. But with this new Lovers card, I mean, this could indicate communications or messages from somebody who is a new love, or at least somebody who has great affection for you with this Two of Hearts. The fact that we have 2 twos right in a row, sometimes 2s bring decisions that need to be made too. So I don't know. There could be a vibe here that maybe there could be others who are coming in, people who are caring about you, people who are enthusiastic about what you're doing, if not actually a lover, and they could be helping out with certain situations, or maybe a factor in future situations. This could also just mean a new love that's coming in that is karmic or timely. Thoth has to do with things that maybe I'll use the phrase destined by fate, but which does not always mean that this person's the one. It could just mean somebody with whom you are having a karmic encounter. So there could be messages or communications of that type. Again, it'll be different for everyone, so take it as it resonates. Fourth house, this has to do with home, family. It's Cancer energy. So your ancestry, your physical home, your feeling of being at home, and also the mother, potentially. So we have the Chariot with Lotus. Okay, Chariot. Okay, that's interesting because the Chariot, Lotus seems to indicate the idea of 7 energy, because 1 + 6 is 7, and Chariot is card number 7. It could be that you are staying put for right now with Lotus. Lotus indicates calming of anxiety. Maybe your home is your safe space, or maybe you need to make it your safe space. There's definitely the idea of calming anxieties, peaceful continuity of something. So if you're worried about a disruption, Lotus would say, things are going to be fine for now. Now, if you are thinking about moving or relocating, this could indicate staying put for right now. However, we have it with the Chariot, and the Chariot is about movement. It's almost, I don't want to say it's the opposite of this, but this is more about kind of continuing peacefully, not really making big changes. Chariot is like, let's move, So, and this can come up when there's going to be travel or movement. Okay, so you could be moving home or you could be traveling. I don't know. It could just be that for right now, things are just going to continue peacefully, but eventually you are moving towards a space where you will be traveling. It can also just mean that you need to sort of calm down and get control of things in your home, and perhaps even connected to you and your own sense of security. There is a sense that things maybe that you have been anxious about are now going to start moving ahead with respect to, again, a home or a family situation. Maybe if things have been stymied or delayed, now things will finally start to take off. Fifth house, Leo energy. Leo has to do with creativity, children, love affairs, recreation, and it's very visible. And yeah, in fact, you have the Sun card here. So you have the Sun, which is Leo energy in the Leo house, which is great. Now you do have it with the Pyramid card. So Pyramid indicates good news eventually with something. So maybe there is something that's been taking some time. Since this is the house of love affairs, it could be that there's a relationship that it's still, maybe you're not quite where you want to be yet with it, but the sun certainly does seem to be shining on the situation. There seems to be recognition. For some people, this could be a pregnancy, because the sun card does have to do with children. But again, does not have to be. Sun doesn't necessarily mean that. That could just be true for some people. Looking at this, if this has to do with a creative project, or again, some other kind of situation, maybe about an existing child, not one that's about to be born, this could be just saying there could be a test situation here, something where you're going to get to where you want to be, but it is going to take some time. We do have this element of time over here too, and we've got fives. We've got a 5 here and a 5 here, so there could have been a little bit of a struggle with something. So I don't know. If this new love card over here does apply, if there is a new kind of love coming in, the sun seems to be shining on this, so maybe whoever this person is, maybe it's going to become clear. Maybe they are a fire sign. Maybe they are a Leo. I mean, don't have to be. That doesn't always translate. But there's definitely this idea of happiness that could be connected to love or to one's creative work. But if it does have to do with love, then it is saying that, even if it's a situation that has been, where there's been a test. And typically when you're talking about something karmic or fatalistic, there generally are tests involved. It's not just like, oh, everything just flows and goes exactly the way it's supposed to. I mean, generally there's some kind of a test period here, or almost like an initiation. There's this idea that, there may be struggles, or you may be challenged or tested before you get to be where you want to be. But the sun is definitely shining on this situation. So if it's a situation that maybe has been taking a long time, or you're frustrated with, not to worry, because the pyramid card here indicates something that's resolved with time. And yeah, for some of you, I feel like there's some kind of partnership coming in here that is, certainly it's within your life plan. It's within your karma. I don't know how else to put it, but that definitely seems to be a way for some people. And again, if you say, nope, that doesn't apply to me, then nonetheless, there is some kind of partnership or working, maybe a business partnership, maybe somebody who's going to help you with your business if you're in business. Maybe it's even a family member. I don't know, but there's definitely this element here of the sun shining here on something. Okay, 6th house, Virgo energy, health, healing, worry, anxiety. If you are employed, this would have to do with your job. Can also have to do with pets. In fact, Anubis got this dog energy here, so that might be true for some people. Okay, so we have this with the 9 of diamonds, which is called crosses and displeasure. Again, double 9 energy here. So 9s generally indicate coming to the end of a cycle with something. So if there is something you're worried about, or if there's a job that you hate right now, or maybe there's been, I don't know, maybe some of you are dealing with a threat of a job loss, or maybe you've been concerned about something with your health. Although with 9 of swords, this tends to be more about mental anxiety rather than physical. Anubis indicates protection. If there is a situation, and again, this is not predicting this happening, it's just saying if you or somebody you know happens to be going into the hospital, Anubis here is usually a very good sign that things will go well if there's any kind of surgeries or anything that have to go on. 6th and 12th house Anubis is generally very good for that. So being this is the health house, I mentioned that isn't necessarily the case. But there does seem to be some anxiety here, some worry and anxiety, whether it be about a job, whether it be about health, or whether it's just generally about some other situation that's going on here. Nonetheless, 9 of diamonds or 9 of swords energy here, or really I think they call this, actually this is really more the 9 of wands in this deck. And so, yeah, this is more like being drained and tired. Okay, I feel like this energy, like you've been doing something over and over again and you're sick of it and you want to be done. And as I said, that 9 energy means you're nearing the completion of something. Anubis definitely promises protection. And it does indicate that, eventually at some point you want to protect your energy. You don't want to be drained. If you do have a job that is making you feel this way, then perhaps it's time to think about changing jobs. We'll see what the 10th house says, because that will be connected to career matters. But there could just be a situation where I think the main message here is something is leaving you feeling drained, whether it be fatigue over a health situation, whether it be yours or somebody else's, whether you just may be suffering from fatigue generally. I mean, we do have Lotus down here saying you need to calm the mind, or maybe, again, maybe a job is doing this, but whatever it is, Anubis definitely indicates protection, being able to navigate your way through, and in terms of health, this does promise protection and safety. Okay, 7th house, this is Libra energy, and Libra is about partnerships that are legal in nature, so marriages, business partnerships, contracts, things like that. And oh my, you've got Justice with the crook and flail, so somebody's got a legal thing going on here. I don't know if somebody's been going through a divorce, that's a possibility here, or this could indicate, yeah, maybe this relationship is now going to be legalized. Maybe you've overcome all this stuff, and now you're ready to legalize. And again, you've got this 8 energy. 8 and 1 plus 7 is 8. It's interesting how that's happening here. In a lot of the houses, you've got 7 energy here, you've got 9 energy here, and now you've got 8 energy here. All of these are pushing towards just final decisions and conclusions on things, and you've got a couple of 2s in here as well. Okay, so there's definitely some kind of a thing. Now, this could be also, if you are already married, this could be forming a business partnership with somebody. There definitely is a strong legal element. It does not have to be a divorce. It could indicate some other, I don't know. If you're already married, then there's definitely a sense of you and your partner dealing with something that is legal in nature. When we see this, some people, what's coming into my head for some people, this might even be if you've got somebody, if you end up with a partner who's got a lot of money, this could even be a prenup kind of a thing, because the crook and flail could be somebody who's very visible or very well known. But the fact that this is also showing up across from the Hierophant over here, or the Pope, there's definitely this strong traditional authority energy here. Now here in this 1st house, you may be the person who's the authority, okay? But I don't know, maybe this is going to be, maybe you're entering in some kind of a arrangement, relationship, or contract with somebody maybe who is also an authority or expert, or somebody who is recognized. Not sure. Take it as it resonates here, but definitely we've got Libra energy in the Libra house. So this definitely, if nothing else, this would indicate a situation where you need to get things in balance, and to, this may be a case of having self-confidence or self-discipline in a particular situation. Okay, 8th house, Scorpio. That's your own energy. This is about transformations, endings, beginnings, and also can have to do with joint finances. Okay, so you have the King of Diamonds, which I'm trying to figure out spare system here. I believe this is the King of Wands, and he's got it with Urias. So, all right, so Urias indicates things that are coming out of the blue, things that are unexpected. King of Diamonds is definitely an energy that is very fiery, ready to move ahead, determined to get what it is that you want. Now, Urias can indicate that maybe, sometimes that's a hidden enemies card, so it could be saying, not so fast, or maybe people who are going to try to keep you from getting what you want. But Urias can also have to do with situations where you need to work behind the scenes, like you need to be a little more secretive, not share everything that you're doing, which I think is actually a pretty typical trait of you, Scorpio. You tend to be a sign that prefer, still waters run deep. I mean, you don't necessarily share everything with everybody that you're doing. But Urias can also indicate things that are happening that you're not expecting, things that come in out of the blue. But I don't feel like these are bad things. I feel like they're good things. King of Wands energy is definitely about being fired up to complete a project. This could also be a person who's coming in. Could be a fire sign person, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but doesn't have to be. But there's definitely kind of a strong, fiery kind of energy here. Definitely a move towards action. But Urias is cautioning you that whatever moves you're making right now, you may want to keep it to yourself. And it does seem to indicate that maybe there's going to be a situation coming in that you're not expecting right now. So just be aware that things could change suddenly. But it's often a case of, this wasn't what I expected, but it is what I needed. Like, that's the sort of energy that I have that goes with Urias here. Okay, 9th house, Sagittarius energy. This is Jupiter. This is expansion. So long distance travel, higher education, furthering your education in some way, educational institutions, philosophy, religion, deep thought. Remember, I was talking about how 3rd house is more practical or superficial thought. This is about deep thinking, big questions, and that kind of stuff. And you have the 5 of Spades, which is the baggage card, okay, and with the Scarab. Okay, so this is a little bit, this is like the 5 of Swords. So I think there's a sense of feeling limited. The fact that it's showing up as baggage suggests to me that you are, there's something you're carrying that you need to let go of, some kind of limitation that you're placing on yourself. And it is definitely time with Scarab here for that to change. Scarab brings about new beginnings. Again, with the Chariot down here, for some of you, this could be a move far away. Or it could just be a new beginning. Maybe some people are going back to school. Maybe some people have converted to a new religion. I mean, we do have the Pope in the first house, and maybe you're somebody who suddenly decided to adhere very strongly to tradition. Not necessarily, but that's a possibility with this house. Definitely, though, that something is changing up. You are opening up and expanding. Your horizons are changing in some way. But with this Five of Swords, I feel like there's still some baggage here that needs to be let go of. And oftentimes, this is the form of self-limiting beliefs, or I feel it's like comparative beliefs, like where we're trying to continually compare ourselves and what we have to other people. Now, if there is a legal matter here, this could indicate some limitations with regard to a legal matter. Maybe something, because again, with Urias here, maybe there's an expectation. If justice in the 7th house means that you are going to be involved in some kind of a legal situation, this could indicate feeling limited in that regard. But again, we do have this idea of change or big change that is coming. So I don't know. I don't know whether this means you're going to finally be able to release this baggage, or whether maybe something you're expecting maybe a little more limited, or maybe there's going to be a little bit of a quarrel about something. All of that's possible here. Generally speaking, though, I take the Five of Swords, or this Five of Spades in this case, as being an energy of something, something that some kind of limitation that you are placing on yourself, usually, that you need to get rid of. And it does definitely point to opening doors and changes ahead. 10th house, Capricorn energy. This is about reputation, fame, career, also the father. Okay, so we have the Five of Hearts, which is called recovery, return, and reunion in this one. So it's a little like the Five of Cups. It's a little more positive spin, actually, than the traditional Five of Cups. And we have it with air. So recovery and return. Okay, so this could indicate returning to a past situation, maybe a past job, or maybe there's a person coming in from the past who's going to help boost your reputation or help you in your career. With air, yeah, remember how down here we were saying, that there was this kind of enough is enough energy down here? Well, this definitely points to a change in job or career. So for some of you, the message here is, definitely maybe time to change jobs or to move on to something else. The fact that this is showing reunion and recovery, perhaps this would be a return to a previous job or a previous situation. Or maybe you've been recovering after an illness of some kind. Maybe that's why this energy has been showing up here. And now there's going to be ready for a change, or for you to move ahead with something. So take it as it resonates here. If everything seems to be stable and you're not planning on making a change, this could be travel connected with work. Could just be a lot of mental energy that's being expended. But overall, we definitely have this idea of either of revisiting the past in some way in connection with this, or a past person returning. 11th house, this is Aquarius energy. Aquarius is about your hopes and wishes, your goals, what you want to manifest. It also has to do with friendships, social networks, business networks. And we have the Earth sign with Four of Hearts, which is small party or reception. Okay, so this could be a gathering with friends. Earth indicates financial gain of some kind. Usually money is, this is a house that does have a vague association with money here. Maybe not quite so vague. There's 3 houses that have to do with money usually, the 2nd, the 8th, and the 11th. So there could be monies that are coming in, maybe through your networks, maybe through some kind of social or networking gathering here when we talk about this being a small gathering. So this may be saying that you may want to appeal to your networks, towards building your career, or towards whatever it is that you're trying to achieve here. But Earth definitely has a strong financial vibe. It can also just be a very practical vibe, the idea of building something slow and steady. Remember down here we have the Capricorn card, the Ta card in the 2nd house. And so, so there may be that you are, again, we definitely see this idea of, we see this idea of friendship over here in the 2nd house. So the fact that this money card is showing up in the friendship house definitely seems to be that there's some kind of financial gain to be gotten from working with others. And if they're not they could be personal friends, and they just could be people you've known in business, you know very well, or have known for a long time. And yeah, this idea of a party or reception. So this could be the venue for something to happen in that way. If you're not, again, if there's not, it's not a situation like where you're in business or you're expecting something like this, nonetheless, it does seem like there could be finances or a financial opportunity coming through some kind of an event that you attend. 12th house, this is Pisces energy. Pisces is about what you're afraid of, what you hide, maybe the things that maybe you don't reveal to others. First house is what you show people. This is not what you don't show people. Yeah, we've got Sphinx, we've got the card of secrecy here. So usually in the 12th house, Sphinx is about uncovering. It's about, again, you're Scorpio, so you dig deep. You may be worried about secrets that people have. You may be worried. There's definitely a sense here, maybe that's where some of this baggage comes in, that there's some kind of pressure. It's crossed from the 6th house, which is where we have that crosses card. So I don't know. I think you may be more worried that people are keeping secrets from you. Remember, you have Urias over here as well. So there's definitely an aura of secrecy around the transformations that are going on with you, or the need to dig deep. Now you have it with the Universe card. So the Universe card indicates, well, this could indicate travel. Sometimes it indicates travel abroad, because this is the 12th house is the house of foreign travel. But this can also mean something that's finally coming to an end. So the fact that this is showing up in the house of worry, I don't know. What's jumping into my head is you might be worried about the health of somebody. Maybe you're worried about some kind of a situation coming to an end. I don't know. But the world, if it doesn't bring long distance travel, which is quite possible here, actually, although that if that is something that is on the table for you, maybe you're worried about limitations here, or you're anxious about maybe changing home. Maybe that's what some of this is. That could be a message for somebody here. So there could be unconscious fears about doing that, about moving or travel. But this could also be fears about something that's coming to an end, or something that is hidden from you. But generally speaking, the Universe card does indicate bringing something to a successful completion. And yeah, I do feel like, and that there's a good reward or a good return here. So maybe you're concerned about whether or not that's going to happen for you. That also could be connected to this legal situation that we're seeing over here, or maybe something connected with the job. Not entirely sure, take it as it resonates. Overall, you have the 5 of clubs with the Twins card. Now, the 5 of clubs, spares notes are speedy or sudden. Okay, so yeah, remember we have the Chariot here? I feel like that's interesting. And then we've got the 5s here. We've got all this 5 energy. 5 energy is usually somewhat conflicted. In fact, you've got 1, 2, 3. You've got 3 of the 5 cards from the spare deck. And then you've got Pyramid, which is card 23, which is 5. And then you've got a 5 over here. Let me just see. Yeah, and you've got the Earth card. 1 + 4 is 5. A lot of 5 energy. 5s bring, kind of tumble things around. They bring change. They can bring quarrels. They can bring, you might find yourself at odds with certain people, or maybe you're just even at odds with yourself. But this definitely indicates a very swift change that's going to be coming in. And we have it in connection with the Twins. So it's very clear to me that there's an important partnership, either financially. Maybe this is going to be somebody who's going to be significant to you in terms of either business or romance. But some kind of partnership is coming in very, very swiftly, or some kind of person. It could be a friend, a family member. I don't know. Definitely, though, another person involved here who is going to be affecting whatever change is going on here. And I feel like it's going to be something that's coming out of the blue. You definitely seem like you may be a little suspicious or a little guarded about some things. Again, if you're in the middle of a divorce, I don't know, maybe if that is true for somebody watching this, then maybe this is going to be a new relationship that's coming in swiftly. And there's going to be, maybe that's just it. Maybe you're going to be anxious to move ahead, maybe move on with somebody, but you've got this baggage here right now that you've got to get rid of. That could be the case for somebody here. So anyway, take a lot of these as they resonate. Seems like there's a bunch of different individual messages in this one, but there's definitely this sense of an important person coming into play for you very, very soon, Scorpio. And you may be concerned about things that you think are hidden or that you don't know. But I feel like with this 5 energy, there's a struggle that's going to lead you to the place that you need to be in order to move forward. There's definitely a sense of not worrying. Okay. So your Moonology card for the week is New Moon in Aries. It's time to take action. Yeah, I mean, you've got this King of Diamonds energy up here. and this idea of completing something over here. The speedy card here. So yeah, there's some situation here where you need to, it's not time to, we've had a lot of readings in the last couple weeks about, well, sit back, wait, see what's going to happen. Now this is saying things are going to start to move and it's going to be time for you to act. So yeah, a lot that seems to be on the table, a lot of potential for finishing up stuff that you feel like needs to be done. And definitely some kind of significant partnership here, whether this is a love relationship or a possible move for some of you, or a possible change in job. All of this is possible, and again, it's going to be different for different people. So I hope this reading was helpful, Scorpio. Definitely, if you like this reading, please give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you choose, and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to know when these videos come out. Thank you so much, be safe, and we'll see you next time.